Band together. Keep together. Rise together. May the best alliance win. Alliance Omega War.
What's up, fellow lords of gaming, and welcome back to another episode of Marvel Future Revolution. So let's jump into this, because what I really want to discuss with you guys today is literally Danny Koo's session, live stream session last night, which should be hilarious, I think. Yeah, so you ever been a part of something that you're like, yo, man, I really feel like I just wasted my time? Essentially, man, that's what I felt like last night with Marvel Future Revolution. I'm gonna be straight up honest with you guys, because I would hate to be that guy that just lies to you. So let's address the glaring weaknesses of the live stream last night. First and foremost, and discussing those. First up is we got no information whatsoever about what they plan on doing for Black Friday. We don't know. Danny Koo had no clue about that. We've got no clue about what they plan on doing and when they plan on doing any fixes for things like Doctor Strange, Star-Lord, buffs, debuffs. No clue. He had no clue about that. We got no information about any tie-in events for Spider-Man No Way Home coming out. Nope. Not even a bit of a clue about that. No teasers. No nothing about that. We didn't even get a solid release date for Magic. Nope. No clue about that. All we know is that is going to happen sometime in 2021. So in December of 2021, we will receive Magic. That is essentially what we've been told. So we're going to jump right in and discuss this thing, right? So chilling with Danny Koo. All right, let's hit this up because it's kind of important. Definitely want to make sure that players get a little bit of this, right? So the stream last night went for probably the better part of an hour and 9 minutes, right? And Danny Koo's whole heart of his whole conversation here centered around introducing content creator Nullific. I guess he's a prominent Twitch streamer, and he's been helping create content on Twitch for Marvel Future Revolution. He's not as big on YouTube, so there's that, right? Now here goes the really interesting thing, is that this content creator core rather took up the majority of the stream, and it was pretty interesting just because I remember almost a month ago, if not more, literally the discussion with some of the content creators that already exist in the YouTube space, and much larger content creators that like Darth Microtransaction and other people who were solicited by Netmarble in order to produce content for them, and quite a few of them turned it down from all, from all looks and walks of it. It looks like a majority of them turned it down because they didn't want to sign the NDA or some of the documents, and it wasn't really beneficial in terms of what Netmarble was going to provide. So that's really interesting that we roll into Chillin with Danny Koo, and we basically get the biggest thing of this is basically content creator core. I mean, Danny Koo tried to answer questions, which was a complete waste of time in my opinion, because he had answers for nothing. Like, if there was a question that was in the chat, if you could go back and watch the stream where he was actually able to address something, then I'd be all on board for it. But it was like a lot of questions that the player base had inside there, he just didn't have any answers for. It was like, oh, this should be coming, I got some news for you about this. It's just Chilling with Danny Koo needs to have some actual information being put out by the players. It's not communication if all you have to say is, I don't know, I'm not the person that's developing that, or this, it's not really a chilling with session at that point. I mean, even the beginning part of this interaction with Nullific felt really weird, especially in live time. You know, basically they were chatting across back and forth about you know, what a good content creator core member should be versus what a bad content creator core member. It's like this just sound like somebody was reading off a goddamn script and being told basically, you know, follow the whip, bro. Follow the whip. I don't know. Nothing about it enthused me about joining the content creator core. If I'm being 100% honest. So that is what it is. They released a actual update for the content creator core requirements on the webpage. On the forums, and basically you can go in and you can submit an application if you want to, but you basically need to be either a part of Netmarble's a part of the YouTube partner program or part of the Twitch partner program, in order to be part of the grouping. So what they're looking for is basically creators who are 18 plus in the US and Canada, and basically you're going to receive 6,000 crystals a month for joining the content creator core and access to some fan kits and everything like this. What they don't give you is the details that will literally show you a little bit more, and it's going to be a seasonal thing, so you have to reapply every season and so forth like that. Interesting enough, you had a number of content creators inside the Marvel Future Fight, and we saw how that went down. If you're really interested in it, go take a look back about how that program basically got stood up in order to market the game, and then basically got stood down in some way and toned down drastically. So yeah, not really excited about that. Then we got to meet CM Carol. I guess some people were really enthused about meeting CM Carol. She's primarily on the Discord trying to answer questions, and they're still about this messaging, trying to tell us that they're hearing us about what we want inside the shop. Well, if you're hearing us about what we want, get rid of these god dang prices inside this cash shop. Like, literally get rid of them. So the big information that a lot of you guys want and you want to just get to anyways, we had to wait literally 50 minutes in to the entirety of this god dang stream. Like, nobody cared about anything else that these guys were talking about. We basically wanted magic information, and we basically got no gameplay whatsoever of magic. We got none. What we did get was essentially still shots, still images, not even still shots of in-game character models or anything like that, but still images of the character. We could have got this shit back in September. Danny tried to explain away the early release information of Magic by being that somebody data mined it and leaked it, which just made no sense. Just because somebody data mines and leaks something doesn't mean that you have to give that data mine or leak any kind of credence whatsoever, especially until you're ready to actually drop it, or the way that you talked about it, drop it. So basically, we understand that Magic will have some kind of teleportation ability. She will have the ability to summon. She's going to use her sword, and she will have transformation into her sexy demonic form right here. And we also got to look at some of the uniforms, which actually, to their credit, looked pretty good inside the game, especially her standard costume from the X-Men space right here. I thought this uniform actually looked pretty decent. You really can't complain about the look of that uniform at all. She looks pretty badass sitting there. The sword looks pretty good, to the point like, Null tried to coax a date out of him, but we didn't have any firm date other than she will be released in December before 2020. We got to look at her new Stark City gear, which definitely has a pretty cool look. There used to be a game on Steam. I can't remember what the hell the name of it is, but this uniform looks really close to that in there. We also got to look at her Hydra Empire uniform set, which looks pretty cool. And then we got a look at her Savage Shadowland set, which like it was just ripped from the pages or the game Monster Hunter World. So that was it. Other than that, like, seriously, we got nothing else. Like, I don't know what to say to you guys. We got nothing else. I want to finish off this stream by addressing one of my primary concerns with how the release of Magic is being treated. Right now, we basically are looking at, from the time this game released to her release time, is 6 months. I don't really see the viability of the game upholding itself with its current form, where we're going to basically be able to just get one character every 6 months or 4 to 6 months. Players are necessarily going to get bored, but they still have yet to address a major problem in the game, and that's the ability for players to not feel like they are being droned into playing the game, where you're just playing the same content over and over, and not even with different characters. At current, you can't actually grind anything in the game. It's basically either pay to win or it's literally just be a free-to-play player and hope on luck. And that's not going to be a good space for the game to come in. If you are really interested in what the fuck I'm talking about, you can basically look at the game in a number of ways in terms of how you're basically playing. You either have the ability to basically play as your primary character, which you are all 100% in on, or you have to move over in terms of how you're going to play the character otherwise. So there's no place in the game right now for you as a player to actually just grind things out. Like, say like you wanted to switch over your characters and you wanted to do something. I kind of want to show you guys this because I've been playing through, right? We haven't even had a single round of Alliance Omega War yet, but yet we're all being prompted already for Alliance Omega War purchases. You can't kid this shit. Like, you really can't. We're literally not even having Alliance Omega War yet, but yet we're already being solicited for Alliance Omega War purchases. It's just it's ridiculous to me. So the main areas where you would be looking to grind in terms of switching over a character is specifically looking at operations like the raid, where you need specialization points. We need to be able to grind these battle badges. We need to be able to grind those. Pretty much everything in this game needs to be grindable, so that way you have a way to get to it. But unfortunately, like even enhanced potential, for me to switch my character over to a new character, even when magic comes out, we need some kind of roadmap in order to be able to build up resources for us to switch over, because there's no effective way for us to grind out enhanced potential. There's no way for us to grind out, you know, specialization features and stuff like that. I want to point out to you guys, like, even if you went to one of your off characters and you started grinding out, your most viable way of actually obtaining potential reports, so that way you can get that character to, you know, to max out those stats for the enhanced potential, is literally exactly that. What I said is basically pay to play, because you would essentially need to actually purchase these excuse me, that's the companion shop one. You would have to purchase these goddamn potential reports. They become, as a player, you start to realize how important these packs become inside the game, because your ability to collect these potential reports is very, very low. And so switching over to another character is just not going to feel feasible, because you'd be basically way off from having that character actually feel like it's going to be powerful enough to compete where you just left off with your other character. It's a really weird gamble that they're running into that I think they haven't addressed at all. A lot of the system at this point is starting to feel very pay to win, or pay to play period, heavy. And I think a lot of players are going to run into it and realize that even if they switch over to magic going in, and they're like, well, we can transmutate cards and we can transmutate gear, but guess what? And we can switch over battle badges, but guess what? The stats that you need for magic are completely different from the stats that you need from another character. So that means re-rolling badges, that means re-rolling gear, that means literally looking at another character and saying, hey, you know what, I don't have the potential, I don't have the specialization, conversion fragments. It's just so much. I don't know where they're going with it. I hope that they do better in future live streams, because so far we're batting 0 and 2 on these Chillin with Danny Koo sessions. I would like to see these guys do better. Until next time, guys, by the way, hit that damn subscribe button. All right, guys, peace.